What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video. And today we are going to be reacting to some news that dropped yesterday in which the Jacksonville Jaguars, Urban Meyer, Shad Khan, Tony Khan, AEW, all those guys, they release the man himself, the myth, the legend, Tim Tebow. That's right. The experiment is over. Tim Tebow will not be a tight end in the NFL, at least not for the Jaguars, probably not for anybody else. Urban Meyer was his only shot. And if Urban Meyer's not going to keep him on the team, then nobody's going to keep him on the team, not even as a tight end. So let's break this down. What does this mean? Tim Tebow, a couple of months ago, came out and said he wanted to make a return to the NFL, but not as a quarterback like everybody would assume. After spending 5 years in Major League Baseball, well, in the minor league system of the Mets, he wanted to make a return to the NFL, but this time he wanted to play tight end. Now, people were obviously confused and had a bunch of questions. Why would Tim Tebow want to come back to the NFL in the first place? And why would he want to come back to the NFL after 5 years of being away from it to play a whole different position, something that he's never played in his entire career playing football? Yes, he's very big, he's very muscular, but when you play tight end in the NFL, it's a totally different thing than playing tight end even in college or in high school. So, and Tim Tebow doesn't have any experience playing tight end. So, rightly so, 31 teams laughed at Tim Tebow's face. But that's the thing that I don't think is true, because I don't think Tim Tebow asked any other teams. I think he went straight to Urban Meyer because Urban Meyer is his football dad, and he went to him asking him for a favor, asking him to give him a shot at tight end, and Urban Meyer, being his football dad, said yes because he has a special soft spot for Tim Tebow. So they brought him into practice, they brought him into camp, he played in camp, and he played in that first preseason game against the Cleveland Browns. And if you guys watched that first preseason game against the Cleveland Browns, Tim Tebow only played like 15 snaps or something like that. He did not look that good at tight end. He had a very embarrassing block attempt, and he just got shoved to the ground by a defensive player for the Browns. So it didn't work out. Tim Tebow, and blocking is one of the most important parts of being a tight end. So you got to know how to do it, and you got to be able to be pretty decent at it if you want to play in the NFL. So the news broke yesterday that Tim Tebow was going to be released, and I feel like this is the end of the journey for Tim Tebow. If it wasn't going to happen with the Jaguars, then it's not going to happen with anybody, because Tim Tebow and the Jaguars were basically his only shot. Urban Meyer was the only person, the only coach that was willing to give him a shot, and if he's going to cut him, then nobody's going to want him on the team, especially now that we're getting close to the actual regular season where the rosters are getting small. And I was a little bit concerned that Tim Tebow was taking a roster spot from an actual player that probably could impact your team, even in camp when the roster was like 90 people or 85 people or whatever. And now that it's moved down, he's been cut, and it's good. It's a good thing. I'm a little bit upset. I'm sad. I wanted to see how this Tim Tebow experiment would work, but in the long run, I understood that it was never going to be anything special. It was never going to be anything that was going to be world-changing or league-changing. But I did want to bring up the fact that a couple of months ago, when all this stuff actually broke for the first time, I reacted to it, and I was concerned. I brought up a lot of concerns in those videos. You guys can go back and check them out. They're on the channel. Just go back like a month or two whenever this news broke officially for the first time. And I brought up the concerns that Urban Meyer is a rookie head coach. Yes, he's not a rookie head coach in general, but in the NFL, he's a rookie head coach. He's never done this in the NFL. He's only ever done this in college. And he's had very, very good success, a lot of success in college. He's won national championships. He's been undefeated. He's had winning seasons every time. But now he's going into a completely different beast, a different animal entirely in the NFL. And he lost his first preseason game. How is Urban Meyer going to react to losing in the NFL? Because he's not going to win every single game in the NFL. He's on the Jacksonville Jaguars. You got Trevor Lawrence, a rookie quarterback, as his quarterback, and he's not really got that much talent around him. I mean, they're a decent team. They're not going to go one win like they did last year. They may win 5 games, 4 games this year, but they're not going to be anything special. They're definitely not going to sniff the playoffs. And how is Urban Meyer going to react to that? I don't know. We'll have to find out. But I did make the point that I think I even guaranteed that Tim Tebow would make the NFL roster and play week 1. And that was only because I thought that Urban Meyer would go down with the ship. I thought that he would be so stubborn because he went along with this experiment, this Tim Tebow tight end experiment, that he would not want to seem like he was in the wrong, that he did not want to seem like he made a mistake in bringing Tim Tebow in. So he would bring him along, drag his lifeless body along all the way to the first game of the season, and he would play and not start, but he would play in regular season games for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I thought that was going to happen because I know Urban Meyer. I've watched him for 7 years, however long he was the head coach of Ohio State. I watched him in Florida. I watched him all over the place. I know how Urban Meyer works. So I thought he would be so stubborn that he would commit to this, even if he was wrong, even if he knew he was wrong. I thought he would commit to this Tim Tebow idea and make it work. I thought he would even bring in some packages like a Taysom Hill, or in college at Ohio State like a Tate Martell or a Braxton Miller or a JT Barrett type, where he would bring in these packages for Tim Tebow to play quarterback and take Trevor Lawrence off the field and take the ball out of his hands. And I was upset about that because I didn't want that to happen. You need to have Trevor Lawrence with the ball in his hands because he needs to have the most development possible. He needs to have the most time possible so he can grow and become a superstar quarterback. But with all this Tim Tebow stuff now released, that he's been released, all that stuff's not going to happen. So, and Tim Tebow probably won't get another job in the NFL unless it's a coaching position. That's the only way I could see Tim Tebow back in the NFL, is if it's some sort of coordinator or some sort of trainer or mentor, I guess you could call it, some sort of advisory position for whatever team. Maybe it's the Jaguars, I don't know. Maybe it's the Broncos or something. I don't know what they would do, but that's the only way that I could see Tim Tebow ever coming back and being involved in the NFL again, because I feel like this is his last shot. And I don't think that I'm the only one who feels like that. I feel like the entire NFL feels like that, and the entire fan base and everybody that covers it, all the analysts. I feel like this is a consensus that Tim Tebow is done in the NFL. The experiment was fun while it lasted, but it was never really going to work. And I'm not necessarily like totally upset. I'm a little bit upset because I kind of wanted to see what would happen, but especially because it's not my team. But I'm not like totally distraught that Tim Tebow got released. I'm glad that he was on the team enough to be put in Madden, because now we get to have him in Madden, unless they take him out with the roster update. I don't know. I guess that could be a thing too. But as long as at least he was in Madden for a little bit, because there's a lot of experiments you can do, like switching him to quarterback, see if you can do that and stuff. So I don't know. It is what it is, I guess. It was never going to work out. I don't know why people are like shocked. I've seen on Twitter that some people are shocked that he actually got released. I don't know why you're shocked, because you had to have known, at least even in the back of your mind, you had to have known it was never going to work out with Tebow. He was never going to be anything. He was never going to be a tight end. He was never going to be a prominent player in the Jags offense. So I don't know. Let me know down below what you guys think. If you guys are shocked that Tim Tebow got released, if you guys aren't shocked, if you guys knew this all along that he was never going to make the 53-man roster, let me know down below what you guys think about Tim Tebow. That's going to do it for me, though. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and watching. Make sure to smash that like button, notification bell, and the subscription button as well. Join the Juice Club, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.